Good morning, loved ones. I hope you had a good night's sleep. I did. I had a great night's sleep, and it's so lovely to be back home. Coming home to love is probably the most beautiful thing I've gotten in life. And first, I met my husband, and we fell in love, and that was something that I never experienced because I feel so safe with him. Like I kind of used relationships very much like a drug, or like a kick. So I very often fell for men that were like irreliable and very cool, on the surface, but like nothing to count on. And then I went to therapy for years and years and years, and I kind of reprogrammed myself to find interest in someone that you can depend on, that comes when he says he's gonna come, and that shows up in every situation where you're exposed and vulnerable. And I'm very grateful, to have a family with him. And then I'm very grateful for my dog. I bought her when I was in the crisis. I was 38, I was turning 39, and I really, really longed to be a mom. And I thought that ship has sailed. I thought that I was, too old and that it wouldn't happen. And we had a crisis in our relationship, and it was just a really tough period. And then I got Penny, and she just kind of filled me with so much love and joy, and really soothed, that feeling of having so much love to give, but no one to kind of give it to. So I think she really calmed my nervous system down. And then like 2 months later, I was pregnant with my daughter, who is probably the biggest love bomb I've ever been given in life. She's just amazing. And being her mother is probably the most beautiful gift I'll ever get in life, and having, the awareness of all of this is also a gift that I've been getting from sobriety and pain, like life not turning out the way I wanted it to. Like I thought I was going to be married at 30, have kids at 31, 32. I have 2 kids, and with someone, super successful, handsome, the kind of guys I used to date. And thanks God, I remember, when I was new in sobriety, I heard this saying that rejection is God's protection. And it took me a while to understand what that actually kind of, said. But nowadays, I do understand that, when I'm rejected, if it's from a job, a friendship, a man, that doesn't happen anymore because now I am with my husband. But those moments when I've been rejected and it's really painful, and I feel like I'm worthless, I don't think if any one of you can relate, but I had those emotions a lot before. And in a retro perspective, I now see that all of those moments has been for protecting me from, further pain onwards. And the misery, I've been rejected a few times by men that I thought I wanted to share my life with, The first time I think was when I was active and I was in love with this sober guy who dumped me, for being an addict, obviously. And God bless him, but I don't think we would have been a match, in a marriage and, having kids and stuff like that. And the second one was when I was in love with this really kind of it guy in New York, and things didn't happen, the way I really wanted them to. And I was heartbroken for such a long time. And it's probably like the most fantastic thing that ever happened, because I would not have been happy with the life that he could offer, you know. And he saw that and he walked away, and I'm very grateful to him for that. And I remember then my best friend, she told me like the most beautiful thing he ever given me was walking away and letting me free, you know. And I didn't understand it then. I was in so much pain and it was awful. And I think it was for the very best. So retro perspectives, you know, when you kind of understand why you've been through that pain, and when you're in something so beautiful that you could not have imagined that for yourself. That's what the 12-step program promises. And that's where I feel like I am in my life today. And that is such a blessing. Also with you guys, I never could have dreamed that I would be like a yoga influencer. That wasn't on my, you know, map of what I wanted to do in life. And here I am. And I love you very much for being here with me and making me do this on a daily basis. Let's do yoga. Get down on your sitting bones and straighten your back up. We're gonna do the breath of fire. We do that by pushing our belly button towards the spine, quick and hard. Inhale to start. Very good job. We're gonna do the hip row. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Switch direction. Beautiful. We're gonna do shoulders rolling. Inhale up and exhale down and forward. We're also going to do twist of the spine. Place your right hand on your left knee and look over your left shoulder. And we're going to do the other way too. Beautiful. We're going to finish today's class with a short meditation. Close your eyes. Focus on the area between your eyebrows, the third eye looking inwards. Let your third eye lead you to the area around your heart. In this area, you find an inner room where you're going to spend some time just for yourself. There is nothing that has been and nothing that will come. It's only you in this very moment. Paramatmane Namaha. Sri Patanjala Yogadarsharam Atasamatipada Hatha Yoganushasanam Yoga Chitta Vritti Nirodha Tata Drashtu Sarupe Vashtanam Vritti Sarubhya Mittanastra Vrittaya Panjataya Klishta Klishta Ha. Slowly come back to the room where you are. We're gonna finish today's class together with Sri Shanti. Place your palms together in front of your heart and inhale to start. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Place your palms to your forehead for you to think good thoughts through the day, to your mouth for you to speak the truth, and to your heart for you to follow your heart and to be kind to yourself and to other people. Namaste. Thank you so much for today. Remember to go. Thank you. I love you guys and I'll see you tomorrow.